For someone who says he's completely uncontrolled by time, you keep a close watch on time. I mean, as the brand ambassador of Tak Hai.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was just telling someone, I think the only time I think of time is whenever Tak Hai calls me for one of the wonderful functions and present me with a watch. This is the best part of my job in the last 10 years, working for Tak Hai. They're also quite lenient with me on time. I can be a little late or, a little tardy with whatever I'm doing. But yeah, and I feel extremely thrilled. Sometimes I'm working and I feel very proud to be the ambassador of Tak Hai. It just feels very international, very cool, very classy, and I get to dress up well whenever I come on the function. So it's very nice. And yeah, that's the only time I think of time. Otherwise, genuinely, numbers controlling is really sickening to me. I keep thinking, I was coming down and I was sleeping in the plane. I was very tired because I was up till 9 o'clock in the morning, which is wrong timing, and kept my son awake also watching a series. So I slept in the plane, and the thought was coming to me, every time I'm going to meet press, and I'm not complaining, but every time I'm meeting, then everyone says, you are number 1, number 2, number 3, is it 50 crores, 100 crores, 150 crores, 250 crores? And everything is now just getting confined by numbers.
True.
So the only time I genuinely like numbers is when I see it on my tag watch. Otherwise, I don't like numbers at all. I think my whole struggle with life, if there is any struggle in this wonderful life that I lead, is to not be controlled by numbers. Except when it comes to Tak Hai.
And exactly, even before your movie hits theatres, they're saying that it's going to get you the 200 crore.
Yeah, and they keep on trying to confine the free flight of creativity and beauty that I want to create over the last 20 years. I've never, because of, I think, the successes I've had in terms of outside outlook to the material that I've gained, whether it's the cricket team or the films that I do or the production. And I'm very fortunate and I've been very lucky, and I think I have a wonderful set of people working towards that. It's never been with any thought towards numbers. So I find it even more, if not irritating is too strong a word, but disturbing sometimes, or troubling, or niggling at least, that why do people just keep talking numbers, numbers, numbers? They confine, sometimes I feel, was it right that Mr. Aryabhatta made or discovered or invented zero? If he hadn't, it would be much nicer.
It does look nice, and another extra zero, another zero, another zero to your box office numbers.
Depending on which side it comes, I think.
True, true. And what is it about you that each time that you have a movie release and there's another release, the battle lines are drawn? What is it that the invincible King Khan versus the rest of them?
I don't know. Now I'm a little tired of it, and I get a little bored, and I get like this. Yes, I think I fall somewhere in the middle where, sometimes it's very embarrassing when I'm compared to the old guard, the greats, which happened some years back, and it's extremely embarrassing. Then I feel a little wrong when I'm compared to the younger ones that, look, they've just started out, let them have some breathing space and hopefully they'll do well. As far as I'm concerned, I'm always looking for excellence and beauty that I create in my film. And each film I try to make it different, and I like people to see it. It's as simple as that. I don't know how people have never understood the simplicity of making a film. That, I do it because I like it at that point of time, and I'm assuming a lot of people will like it because there must be a lot like me, or the filmmaker, or the film story. So, and I choose films from the heart. I've never had any other reasoning, any kind of PR, any kind of thought process towards making a film. And I feel extremely proud, in a strange way, important, that whenever my film comes, there is a little bit of a buzz around it, negative or positive, more than perhaps other people experience. I'm sorry, I'm not speaking for others, but I do feel, or maybe it's just me, my films feel a little important in every aspect, and it's a good pressure to have. That, I've worked for 22 years now, or 21 years, and I've always had positivity in terms of the work I've done with people. And yeah, if people are expecting notches to keep going higher, it keeps me working harder. And I have at home critiques now, like I have my own son and daughter who like, can you do this kind of film? Can you do a Ravan? Can you do a Dawn? Yesterday my co-actors were saying, don't show them Tak Hai Jaan. It's too romantic and beautiful, and so the kids like it or not. I think kids will also like it. So it's nice that I have so much balance to keep, and within that, hopefully, I'm able to create different films. So when I count my last 6 films, I'm very proud of them. I feel My Name is Khan is very different from Dawn, is very different from Ravan, is very different from Chak De, is very different from My Name is Khan, is very different from Om Shanti Om. So it's nice. And now Jab Tak Hai Jaan. So it's interesting that I'm able to do that. And hopefully I'll keep trying to keep the buzz alive, and hopefully people will keep pushing battle lines in my face, and I'll try and win over them. I don't try to win battles, I try to win over people.
True. And Jab Tak Hai Jaan, truly a special film in more ways than one. And Mr. Chopra had a tremendous influence in your life. So about the movie, I mean, it's truly special for you.
Well, yeah, I think maybe I'm giving it too much importance, but then I think I have the right to, because I worked with SG on this film. That it's now a little more than a movie. It's, to say the least, it's not just a film. You know, it's an experience of a lifetime, having worked with perhaps the most prolific directors in the world. And, you know, 50 years of constant filmmaking, 22 films, out of which I was fortunate enough to be part of 4 or 5 of them, or 8 of them in terms of production. And, you know, I remember, I was saying it at his chautha, that I remember he came up to me when I was giving the last shot for the film in Kashmir. And I have a strange memory attached to this film now. My father had told me never to go to Kashmir without a father. And my father died very early, so I never went to Kashmir. It was very personal to me. It's got nothing to do geographically or politically. I just didn't go to Kashmir because my father said, one place you should go with me. And 6 months ago, Yash ji said, yaar, Kashmir chalte hain. And I don't know why, I didn't even think twice. I remember one last time one director had told me, we'll go to Kashmir. I said, nahi, let's shoot it somewhere else, because I had this emotional thing. So I went with Yash ji, and I stood there, and I was giving my last shot, and he walked up to me on the jeep. The shot is in GRA song. And he walked up to me and he said, yaar, ye tere saath mera last shot hai. And I said, nahi, Yash ji, aur picture banayenge. He said, nahi yaar, waqt ab aage nikal gaya. We're talking about time with tag. He says, ab waqt thoda sa aage nikal gaya mujhse. And I said, no, we make another film. We have to do the song yet. And he started crying, and he had tears in his eyes, and I also had. We are very emotional people, Yash ji and me. So we hugged each other, and I felt like saying to my dad that, see, I went to Kashmir, I went with the dad, and I cried in the land of my forefathers, hugging a father-like figure. So it's very special for me. The film is extremely special for me, and not as a film anymore. It's just, I don't know, I was speaking to Adi and Pam Auntie and Katrina and Anushka, and I don't know how to talk about this film anymore. I don't know if I was in a press conference and people asked me about this film, so what is the chemistry between you and Katrina and Anushka, what would I say?
Your heroines are getting younger, that I would ask. With each passing film, your heroines are only getting younger. So who was easier to romance?
I don't know, it's just young girls like me. So I have it all. I like older women and the young girls like me, so I can... It's a joke, please don't think somebody...
Otherwise,
yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah, I don't know, I've never... For 22 years, one other thing that I'm very extremely correct about is I've never, ever in my life suggested the name of a co-actor. Because I got into a position of power as an actor very fast. So I've never misused that. I have never suggested an actor in my film. Neither have I unsuggested an actor. So whenever I get a choice to work with actors, it's always the director's choice. And I say, whoever it is. So I'm extremely proud of having first worked with Anushka in a first film. I remember Adi came and showed me the video, and he said, this is the girl we are working with. And it was a dirty video. And I said, so wonderful, yeah. And she was really sweet. In Rab Ne Bana Di Jodi. And with Katrina, I've never worked. For about, 8-10 years she's been working. So, when I get a chance to work with new people, it makes me hopefully discover something new about myself. And both of them are very sweet. Both of them are extremely warm, gentle. As a matter of fact, let me be honest, I've yet to, Yash ji said this to me, that after the creation of nature, the most beautiful thing God has made is woman. And I completely agree with him. I think I have never worked with an actress in my career of 20 years who's not been gentle and wonderful. I owe, I think, most of my career to all the girls who worked with me. And now more, like, I'm doing a film with Deepika, I'm doing Katrina's film with and Anushka, and I've done Priyanka. Before that, the film with Anushka again. So I work with these young girls and I learn a lot from them. And I think it's very heartening. I learn to be cool so I can go and impress my kids when I work with them.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. faster response time, and Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.